What's going on there? Hello, hello. This is Higgsy doing another video. And so I've got these Datura plants that grow on my flat. You know, there's nothing big there, special. They're a lovely plant. I quite like them. I sometimes forget they've got like a fragrance to them. So earlier on, so I've also been fasting today. So that's I haven't eaten anything. Last time I ate was maybe 1 o'clock the previous day, and it's about 10 o'clock. And I do a little bit of fasting. It's just probably I've gone a bit calorie lower. Oh, that's nice of him. He decided to let me through, and then he got beat by a truck behind him. Like, why the hell are you doing that? Confusion. Maybe it's my power. So anyway, I had these leaves of this Datura, and I rubbed them in my hand, and I smelt it, and then I kind of, well, it's like a neurosurge stimulation, or it's like when you get the shivers up your spine, but I get them in scalp muscles. My kind of neck was stiff. I mean, the rest of my body was okay this morning, but it's usually from driving. And then I went off to the toilet, so it's fine, it was all pretty normal. I closed the door slightly. You didn't really have to do that because I'm the only person in there. And as I opened the door after I'd finished, I saw this thing, and it made me. It kind of shocked me a little bit. And I think it was recognition. So you see something, and you have a part of recognition in your mind. So you stop, like, well, that's different. You know, and then you actually analyse what it is, but it's very in the reptilian part of the brain. It's just like, you know, you stop. Almost like motion tracking as well. You know, if somebody threw something through the air, your eyes would go like that. You'd react to it, and you know, have a threat analysis of it, I guess. And so what I saw was it looked like some kind of spider, shadow spider creature, and it just phased out. And so it ran across, and it was probably the size of it was like my hands, but the legs of it were longer. So it wasn't like it was a massive spider. I mean, it's thinner than that, but it just seems the length of it as it was travelling across. And it travelled quickly. It just went sort of moving across quickly, and the location of it as well, because the bathroom doesn't generate any light, so there's no real shadows coming from that direction. There's the window, but the window is behind it, so it ran across the side where the bed is. And it's interesting because there was a spider, but I got rid of him. I got him out of there, a giant spider that turned up, like a wolf one, and it turned up on my curtain. I've ended up putting a picture somewhere else on like Instagram or whatever. But it was a huge one as well. Especially when I was going to go to bed, I pulled the curtains across, and went and I thought, well, I've only got like one chance. I'm going to jam jar it, but I noticed it was different from other spiders. So yeah, so I got that, and I ended up putting an electric cover. I don't want to kill it. It just, you know, because I know what all it's looking for is the other spiders to eat. And yesterday I was sat there. I didn't film it. Whether I've actually still got the film, I don't know. So I thought it was a bit quirky. But I looked out the window, and there's a spider web that was across my large window. And I looked at it, and I thought, well, why has the spider made a web? And he's focused on me. He's looking at me through. You know, it wasn't the other way round. I can understand if the wind's blowing into his face as well. And I also remember watching like David Attenborough's, and they said, well, how does a spider see? And it showed the image of a spider and the way it would sort of see the world, and it actually sees it just like you. It needs the extra eyes, I guess, to make a full picture. It does a mapping thing and it puts it into one picture. could be different eyes pick up different things. So yeah, it was looking at me through the window. It was moving like that, and its face was facing that way. And I looked at it, and its legs went. It sort of moved back, like, oh, he spotted us. So it was looking at me. I don't know. Maybe it was more interested. Maybe to look at human, observe what a human does. There's also the we imitate the things we want to become. Well, you're right on my side. The car driving down my side. Like, why are you going towards me? So we imitate the things we've become, but maybe that also manifests in us in the spiritual side. So at some point the spider will become a human being. If say the driving mechanism of the spirit is all about the same. You know, there might be some missing bits there, but generally, I mean, it's not a lesser being than me, a spider. They seem to be quite intelligent. And they like mapping and stuff, they've got certain qualities. They just maybe not have a memory like we do. And there's always a question of how we want to set our own brains up. The other thing about a Datura is I smelt it again and I got the same sort of like a stimulation. It's like coffee as well. You get a sort of like this warm sensation on your neck. The tension in my scalp seemed to ease off a bit because it's like dopamine, that's what's been released. And so I'm rewarding myself. That's why I smell it a few times. I thought this is interesting. And so I also, because I've also got a hematite stone, I've got some stones, I got some tiger eyes and things I've been wearing, and I think that has influenced my mind. A bit like when I saw that, I saw this thing that potentially it first shocked me for a second. It was there, but I evaluated it as, is it, oh, you just smell that Datura, maybe it's actually some kind of like a micro trip or influence. And I thought, that's interesting, stimulate that part of the brain. Or maybe this creature does exist, I'm just able to see it at this brief period of time. So I might have, because I've got a lot of plants in there, maybe I've got like entities that are associated with insects and creatures and things living in my flat that I'm not aware of. So that's something. Maybe something to meditate on. That'd be scary, wouldn't it? Summon up a spider. Giant spider looking at me. I sometimes visualise them in my mind, and they're ancient as well. And I also feel that life on this plane of existence also started in other places. So yes, the spiders are coming to see me. And also the remark today, I had one of my neighbours. He started talking to me and he looked up in the corner. And I looked at him because he was looking in the corner. He said, yes, spiders, they always get in here, don't they? That's interesting. But anyway, I looked for this spider in the window today and it's gone, so maybe the rain's got it or it's hiding. I'll probably build a web again. It's just interesting watching it. And thinking, what is it thinking of me? It's very reflective, just there. And also, when did I become conscious of a spider staring at me? That's the thing. So, weird. Anyway, so this is Big Sign Off. Have a great one. I'll speak to you soon.